Good evening everyone, welcome to Sociology Analytica. This is Pooja, Prasanna. So today I'm going to discuss the last topic of stratification. So it's again a simple question. How do Karl Marx and Weber differ in terms of hierarchy of social stratification? That is, how do Karl Marx talk about stratification and how do Weber talk about stratification? So a lot of students ask, ma'am, which format to take for this particular topic? See, for this particular topic, don't take this table format. Don't take the table format because you don't get in exact points the way like Karl Marx and Weber talks. You may get, but then you won't be able to explain. Again, this is a 20 marker question. It's not a 10 marker question. Okay. If it is 10 marker, you can still go for table format. As it is 20 marker, they expect you to analyze more and write more. Okay. So don't go for table format. Go one after other. That is write what Marx think about stratification, and then go with what Weber thinks of stratification. Okay. So let's start with Karl Marx. So according to Karl Marx, so he calls strata. What is strata according to Karl Marx? He only talks from the economic determinism. Okay, he talks from economic, he's an economic determinist. First of all, Karl Marx himself is an economic determinist. So according to him, strata is nothing but class. Classes are nothing but strata and strata is nothing but class. Okay, so what are classes? Classes are nothing but social group whose members share the same relation to that of the forces of production. Okay, social group. A strata is nothing but social group, or a class is nothing but a group of people whose members share the same relation with the forces of production. That means forces of production, let's say that is capital, industries, resources, machine, etc., etc. So whosoever owns this will be occupying one class strata. Whosoever doesn't have the control on all these things will occupy the different strata. Okay, did you understand, all of you? I think you know who Karl Marx is. Karl Marx always talk in a similar tone only. You can simply write whole of Karl Marx theory itself is his class stratification theory. Okay. And so it is based on what? It is based on material factors, that is whosoever controls material factor, or economical determinism, or that is unequal control of forces of production and consequent class formation. This is what I said. Okay, so in every, this is not just in capitalist society, in every mode of production. So the minority of people who are here, minority is nothing but that is the upper section. So that is in feudal system, it is feudal lords. In capitalistic system, it is bourgeois. So these minority will be gaining control on forces of production, which will lead to formation of two class. One is have class and the other is have not. Who are haves are capitalists, have nots are working class. Okay. And further continuing with Karl Marx, he says the relationship between classes is that of the mutual dependence and conflict. There is mutual dependence, isn't it? So the capitalists want workers to work for them, and the working class needs money. So there is a mutual dependence. Is it on a cordial dependence? No, this is not cordial, this is actually conflict in nature. Further, he also talks about intermediary strata. Okay, so he just doesn't talk only about two strata. He also says there are intermediary stratas which is present in society also. So some of the intermediary stratas like petit bourgeois, lumpen proletariat, etc. So there are, like, you know, this is bourgeois and this is proletariat, and between them there are other further stratas also like petit bourgeois or lumpen proletariat. Okay, but what happens in every society, I mean especially in capitalistic society, alienation increases with the time. As alienation increases with the time, it leads to what? Class polarization. Okay, it leads to class polarization. That is, there will be two concepts. What is that? Two process within polarization. One is proletarization and the other is bourgeoisization. Because of bourgeoisization, these petit bourgeois will get submerged into bourgeois class, and this lumpen proletariat will get submerged into proletariat class. Understand? So it will become, see, initially there will be multiple class, but eventually because of alienation and class polarization, finally it will lead to only two class, that is bourgeois class and proletariat class. Understand? But he also sees stratification in an optimistic way. What is his optimistic view? See, optimism and Karl Marx never come in the same dictionary, isn't it? But then even then he sees stratification in an optimistic way. How does he see in an optimistic way? He says that this leads to class struggle. See, if we don't have stratification, then we would never understand what is alienation. And because of this, because of alienation, people are going for revolution, isn't it? And ultimately, what is happening? Ultimately, class equality, ultimately it is leading to equality in the society. If we did not have division, we would never know how people will feel because of division. So it is somewhat good that people are having division in society, so that ultimately they'll go for revolution and eventually having the equality in the society. So this is his opinion about what? Stratification. Moving on to Weber stratification. See, Weber actually refuses Karl Marx economic determinism, that is, stratification happens only on the basis of material condition. He says along with material, there are other factors also. For this, he takes Trinitarian view of society. Trinitarian view of society. What is this Trinitarian view? That is, along with economic, there are also other factors like status as well as power. So there are three different factors which actually leads to stratification in the society. So there might be, in a society, there might be three different strata, three different type of strata, or there might be overlap of stratas also. Okay, that is, a person may belong to like, let's say, in economy he may belong to upper class, in status he may have a lower status. Did you understand? So let's say, I'll explain further. Okay, if anyway you would be writing that, I'll explain further. Okay, so first we'll take up economic. So what is economic? He agrees to whatever Karl Marx actually says in economics. What is he says, but further he adds little bit extra. Okay, so Karl Marx says economic position is mostly on the basis of mode of production and control on forces of production. But here he says technically it is not that way. He says that a group of people in the same market situation or economic situation, that is, what can you buy? Okay, how much can you buy in the market? So that actually talks about what? That actually talks about your economic condition. So economic condition of one affects chances of obtaining those material things which are deemed desirable. Okay, so this he calls as life chances. What is life chance? Suppose, let's say, in the market, which type of goods you are able to buy. Are you able to buy luxury product? Are you able to, what type of products are you able to buy? Are you able to buy some cheap products or what? Understood? How many products you are able to buy? So what your economic condition will be defining such chances, or this is also called as life chances. So if you are able to buy luxury product, more number of product, then you would become a upper class member. If you are not able to buy so many products, if you are able to buy only cheap products, then you will become a lower class member. Did you understand? And further he says okay, those who share similar life chances, they will be sharing the similar class. So based on number of products they are able to buy from the market, based on that they will be put into different class structure. The next is status. Okay, what is status? Status is nothing but social order. Okay, so people having different social order is nothing but status. So again, social honor is not same. Different people will have different social honor, based on that different strata. Okay, so social status will have effective claim on social esteem. That means what? So different esteem, like how you will be based on your status, you will have different social esteem, and based on that you will have a different lifestyle altogether. Okay, it relates to what? More of a consumption of goods which is produced. Okay, if you have a particular status, how your how you will be consuming, okay, which type of goods you will be consuming. So this is what the status talks about. Further, see, unlike class, the members of status group are almost aware of their position or common status. See, why class usually people are not aware? This particular point is talked by Karl Marx. So especially in class in itself, so he says that people are usually not aware, especially proletariats are not aware of their class status. Why? Because usually it has been explained or expressed by the capitalistic class. So members themselves are not aware of their position, but status group, they are always aware that, okay, these are the members who belong to this particular group. They are always aware of it. Okay, one example of caste, status is caste, and Weber himself says caste is the most developed form of status group. Okay, see, coming back here, I was explaining that is there might be multiple different status, there might be multiple different strata. So let's say economically wise you might be upper class, but then you might be a Dalit. You might be a Dalit, but you might be earning well. So status wise you are lower caste, you have lower status, but economy wise you have upper class status. Did you understand? You belong to upper class strata money wise, and status wise you would be belong to the lower status. Did you understand this? So you may occupy different position in different strata. Then moving on to the last part, that is parties. It is also called as power. Okay, he uses this word interchangeably. What is party? So parties are usually found in the political order. Okay, see, status is found in social order, economy is found in economical order, and that is class is found in economical order, and party is found in the political order. So parties are structures struggling for domination. Why parties are found? Parties are basically found for domination. They always want to dominate over somebody else. Okay, and they will have most of the parties, wherever parties is formed, in most of them, so they will have a common goal. It can be anything. A common goal can be anything. They can have any sort of goal. It doesn't matter which goal, but every party or political entity will have certain goals, and they'll strive to achieve collectively in a planned manner. So they'll know, okay, how to achieve this, which how to take support, what to do further. So they'll plan accordingly and they'll try to achieve the goal. Okay, and parties at time may present class or status group also. That is again the way I was telling this. Sometimes what happens, you may see, some parties are solely on the basis of what caste identity. Okay, so some parties that is upper caste identity or lower caste identity. Some parties are on the basis of class identity. Understand? So parties at time may represent the class group, or sometimes they may represent the that is the status group also. And he further identifies two type of parties. See, this particular point is not so much important. If you have space, you can write. He identified two type of parties of patronage and parties of principle. What is patronage? So whosoever will be giving them patronage, whosoever will be giving their arms and support, so they basically, the parties will actually support them, and they'll try to achieve their goal using them. Parties of principle is basically those party who will never go out of their principle. Whatever the party principle goals will be there, they'll stick to that. No matter how much change in time, they will never go out of the principle. So this is nothing but party of patronage and party of principle. If you have space, you write. Otherwise, this point is, it's okay even if you don't write. But till here, you have to write everything. Did you understand? So this is about Weber and Marx. So Weber, you have to explain all the three. So please make sure that you have enough space to explain Weber, because if you start with Karl Marx, you'll write everything. But then in Weber, you have to explain three different aspects. So make sure that you structure it properly and then you write it. Okay. So this is actually a very simple question. So tomorrow, I'll come up with a new chapter. Until, if you have any doubt, you please drop your queries in the comment section. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much.